What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you might be a little confused at why I A, haven't posted a video in 2 weeks, and B, I sound like a boy right now. So I have been sick, nothing life-altering, but I've had a cold or a flu or something like that. I've been coughing non-stop and it's just been really sucky. So that is why I had to break my streak of one video every week. I'm super bummed about it, but I am excited to get up and at it again. I missed you guys so much. So I've just been really excited to film and get back at it and be able to communicate with you guys again. So I'm sorry that I was gone, but it will definitely be regular scheduled programming from now on. I get a lot of questions about how I do my makeup and how I know so much about makeup. I've mentioned in the past that I did go to makeup school and I've been a makeup enthusiast since I was like 13 years old, so I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel like I have some useful tips as far as my eye shape, having hooded eyes, small eyes, sunken in eyes, that kind of thing. I've made so many mistakes throughout the years. It's only been since like I turned 19 and up that I kind of got it together as far as makeup and being more mature and understanding my face shape. So I've learned a few tips and tricks and I thought I would show it to you guys. So for the rest of the video, this side of my face is going to be where I show you how to get bigger open eyes, and then this side is going to be the closed off, sunken in kind of do's and don'ts, you know? That being said, I just want to say that if you do your makeup like this side or however you do it, makeup is totally a preference game. There is no right and wrong. You can do whatever you want to look however you want. This is just some tips on how to make your eyes look bigger coming from a artistic sort of standpoint. I was an art major in high school, so that definitely helped me with my understanding of depth and how to shadow and light sort of the face. So basically this whole video is not trying to tell you what to do, but if you were looking for some tips on how to make your eyes look bigger, if you don't like how small they are, then this is definitely the video for you. If you yourself have any tips or tricks on how to make your eyes appear bigger, definitely leave them down below because I like to learn new things, and I'm sure that everybody else clicking on this video is interested as well. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear like static in the background or what sounds like static and a little bit of rumbling, but it is pouring down rain right now and thundering pretty frequently. So I'm sorry, my phone kind of picks up every surrounding sound that it chooses, and I'm right next to a door, so it's bound to happen. I apologize. I hope that my vocal audio is okay. Yeah, if you need any clarification or you couldn't hear anything, definitely leave it down below and I will get back to you. Okay, so my first tip is I think a really huge thing in Japan, where it's basically instead of putting your eyeshadow that you're gonna put underneath your eye, like right up in there, it's kind of like leaving a space where you would naturally have an eye bag. I don't know if it's for everyone, but at least for me with my small eyes, I don't actually have a lot of this going on. So basically this is just contouring and acting like you have a eye bag sort of when you don't. So I'm just going to grab a brown eyeshadow and leave, I kind of do this so I can see naturally where the line is, and then I'm just going to put it right there. Oh my god, I look like a serial killer. So that was pretty light, but that's basically what I mean. You can see that there's still a little bit of white left underneath that waterline, and then underneath it, sometimes I'll go in with even a darker shade just to kind of make it look more obvious. I think I will do that actually. It's a little bit darker, but you can see that there's like a little white part right there, and that's just going to keep my eye open and make me look younger. Not that I need to look younger, but if you do have small hooded eyes like me, that's definitely going to help. And then on the don't side, I'm going to basically do the opposite of that, and I'm going to cram the color right up close to my waterline. It's actually kind of hurting my eyes. I'm going a little too close, but I'm trying to prove a point. Okay, so I've never done this before, actually doing it different on both eyes, and I never noticed how funny it looks. Just, I look wonky as hell right now. That is my first tip, and the second tip is going to be again with the waterline. So I know a lot of people want to have like that sultry smoky thing going on and are just dying to put black eyeliner in their under eyes. When I was growing up, like 12 or 13 years old, my sister started putting dark black eyeliner in her waterline, which is great for her because she has green, huge eyes and it looked really good. It made her eyes look more green. But because I was just copying her and I wanted to wear makeup and all that kind of stuff, I did it too. And it did not help me any. I didn't see it back then, how bad it was for me, but I think everyone has to go through the bad makeup stage. Not so much with this generation. Like if you're in high school or middle school and watching this video, you're probably lucky because We didn't have any of this information back then. We were kind of just doing whatever and figuring it out. It was an awful time. So I'm just grabbing this black pencil eyeliner and I'm just going to tuck it underneath this eye. And it has been a long time since I've done this. Okay, so that is the no-no side with the black eyeliner, and I haven't had eyeliner in for quite a little while, so it's kind of bothering my eye a little bit. I think you can kind of already see that it's getting smaller than this one. I'm not saying that you can't ever do this if you have small eyes. I know I do it sometimes if I'm really going for a look. One of the great things about putting eyeliner in your waterline, especially for brown dark eyes like mine, is that it really does make your brown eyes kind of turn orange and really show off the color. Or really any eye color that you have, it's really going to show that off. But definitely from a distance, like if you're taking photos for an event or something, it is going to look like you got punched in the face. So I'm just letting you know that you really have to pick your events for when you want this kind of look going on. And then for the other side, I'm going to do the opposite. So I have this white pencil. You can use a cream one. I just tend to use white. I was really into this when I was like 17 or 18. I used to actually do it too much. It looked crazy, but it is an amazing tip. And if you've never worn white eyeliner before, it's definitely something to like get used to. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you're gonna think it looks funny, but I promise you no one else is looking at it or noticing it as much as you are. Look at that difference, you guys. I just look so funny right now. I can barely look at myself. So this was my second tip. Don't cram your under eye with dark colors. If anything, create the illusion that your eyeball is a little bit bigger than it is. Okay, number 3, eyeshadow. So if you've been watching me for a while, you probably know this. I think I've said it before. I prefer to put lighter colors on my eyelid, not just lighter colors, but metallic colors. When I was younger, I used to try and get away with using matte whites and stuff like that. The difference between a matte and a shimmer, even if they're both in a light color, is that the metallic is always going to reflect the light. Whereas if you're wearing big eyelashes or you're not in a very high lit place, a matte shadow isn't going to be reflecting. It's going to have a shadow on it and turn darker anyway. So you just have a better shot at maintaining a bigger eye all the time if you use a metallic. I use the Urban Decay Sin Primer Potion, which is a different option to their regular one. I've been using this since I was like 14 or 15 years old, since I figured out this little trick, but it's a primer that comes off shimmery. So if anything, it's just like a cream shimmer shadow almost. So I'm just going to pop a shimmer on there, or actually a highlighter, because I basically always do that, any excuse not to bring too many palettes to my location. And that's a good way to also make sure it kind of stays a little bit more natural looking, because at least then it's matching some part of your face. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop some brown around it so I don't look crazy and kind of finish off the eye look a little. Okay, so now that I've roughly finished off this eye, I'm actually going to do the same to the other eye, just around here. And then I'll get to showing you what the real problem is. Okay, so now for the bad eye, I'm going to prime my lid, and I'm just going to use the regular Urban Decay primer. There's nothing bad about using this, it's just the regular kind, so it's not going to be metallic or anything. So this is the other huge mistake that I see people doing all the time, especially for nights out, because they want to look all sultry and smoky, and I get it, I know the vibe, it's really enticing and you want to look sexy, all that kind of stuff. If you have small eyes, however, it is not going to help you, especially in the dark. You are going to look like you have no eyes. So I've got this dark sort of burgundy red color. It doesn't look too dark in person, like it kind of looks like it's going to be a red color, but let me show you the huge difference it's going to make when I put this on. Okay, so this eye now looks way pushed back, kind of like I have a black eye, and this one is very alert, very open, kind of scary right now, to be honest, because I haven't put the finishing touches on. But this is the point where you can very much see what the difference is, that because this eye has light reflecting off it, it looks like it's popping out of my face, whereas this one is kind of dark and looks like it's more pushed into my face, creating a shadow. So that's really not what you want if you're trying to make your eyes look bigger, so definitely try to avoid matte darker colors for your eyelids specifically. I'm not talking about this sort of range up here. Go ham with that. In fact, it's encouraged to put darker matte shadows in that area. I am just speaking more specifically to the lid part. Okay, so now for the liner portion of this whole thing. Okay, you guys, be kind to me about doing this eyeliner because it has been a long time since I've done lid liner. I used to do it every single day, but I got lazy and I don't anymore. This one is going to be a little bit hard to explain before I actually do it, so I'm going to just put it on and then I'll explain to you guys what I mean. Okay, so I just finished lining this eye and I did a cat eye. It turned out a little longer than I thought it would, but it's my first time in like half a year doing this. I'm actually pretty impressed. But as you can see, I have kind of faded it down to nothing in the inner corner, and then it does get to its fattest point right here, and then it goes back to thin. The reason behind keeping it thin for this portion is so that you can still see the shape of my eyelid that I've created rather than completely blacking it out, which is what is going to be happening on this eye. And a common thing that can happen, especially when you're redoing your eyeliner over and over again and the line is just not getting straight, people tend to just get thicker and thicker and thicker until it just wasn't worth putting eyeliner on in the first place. So I'm going to do that on this eye and then you can see the difference. Okay, so that is the bad side done, and right now this is kind of backfiring on me because I actually really kind of like how that side's looking, but it is not making my eye any bigger. It's just a different thing going on. I prefer big eyes, so that's why I'm saying this is the right way to do things, but this is definitely a vibe over here. So I guess now I'll just explain the differences between the two. This one you can see is quite a bit thinner. It goes from a point to the thickest point being here and then fading into almost nothing. It actually kind of stops here and then I've just sort of dragged it along. This one, however, is a lot thicker, and even though it's going to a very fine point here, it is kind of maintaining almost the same thickness. So you can see a lot more of this lid than this tiny little bit that's popping out through here. So typically if I were to do like a smoky eye like this, I would join the eyeliner more perfectly and kind of point the inner part. If I'm making it look smaller in general, I'd like it to look a little bit longer at least. Okay, so now I think it's time to talk a little bit about lashes. So I have mentioned this in a previous video, my beginner's guide to applying fake eyelashes or something to that effect. I'll link that down below if you want to know how I put my eyelashes on. But in that video, I talked a little bit about how picking the shape of your eyelash is really important. So for this video, I got two different styles of eyelashes. I got my original ones, which are these ones, and then I got these ones for the other eye, which is a style that I would typically not pick. So this original one that I wear a lot, although it does look thick just like the other one, it does have a lot of space in between the clusters of hair, and this one is kind of all bunched together to give you a more fluffy look. Now the reason that I pick ones that are in clusters is so that, again, you can still always see my middle lid through it so that the metallic can still shine through. I'm going to pop these on and you guys can see the difference. Oh, actually, I will put mascara on and then I'm going to pop them on. So I just applied both the lashes and this is both of my eyes done. I think it looks way more flattering because I'm right in front of a window, which is a lot of natural bright light. But this eye definitely looks way smaller when I go into the bathroom or anything like that because in the shadows, it just looks like... But I hope you guys can see what I mean. This one definitely looks a lot more closed off, a lot more turned down. Like the fluffiness of the lashes have kind of created a shadow on what was already really dark and thick and just pushed back. Whereas this one is kind of light and fluffy and, I don't know, better looking, I guess, to me, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Maybe you guys will be able to see it better if I like block half off. So like, this is what I mean. Like, I look like a bitch. I look really happy, like happy bitch, happy bitch. Like, I don't know, that's just what I think about me personally. Like, I already have a massive problem with IBF just in general when I'm not wearing any makeup or just forever. People are always asking, what's wrong? Why are you angry? Why do you look like that? Blah, blah, blah. So my expression is not very lively for the most part. So I definitely don't need this situation happening on top of that. Whereas I feel like this happier sort of solution to it is just making me look more approachable. which I kind of need because I get told constantly that I'm intimidating. I've heard that word a lot. I think that's because I look mean. So again, I don't know if I've said this enough, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this side. I've definitely worn this style plenty of times. It's definitely a mood that I have to be in to kind of go for this, but I definitely prefer this, especially for an everyday sort of thing. I like looking happier. I hope you guys liked this video. If you didn't learn anything, I at least hope you were entertained by me looking like Frankenstein right now. I've had a lot of requests for more makeup videos from you guys, so I am definitely trying to keep that up, as well as hair videos. I've got a lot of hair videos coming up in the next coming weeks. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. And also hit the little bell thing next to the subscription thing, because I keep getting messages on Instagram asking for videos that I've done already. Don't get me wrong, I really love hearing suggestions from you guys on what you want to see. It makes me really happy and know what direction to go into. But it is discouraging when I keep hearing to do videos that I've already done, which is making me think that you guys just aren't seeing that I've posted them. YouTube isn't always going to show you when I post something, even though you think that subscribing is what the point of that is. But now you do have to hit the little bell thing to actually know about it. So if you want to be kept up to date to when I post new content, then definitely hit the little bell and you will get to see when I post the new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!